You are now experiencing EternalDisco.
Oh, goddamn. It's been a long time. It's been crazy.
Has been a long time.
Yeah.
World-altering shit going on.
Yeah. You ain't kidding. Wild shit all around. But you know what? The show must go on.
Truly. Much to some people's dismay here, I was.
Yeah, some people preying on our downfall, I'm sure.
Half of this couch is preying on downfall, I think.
No.
I'm not asking anymore.
I'm tired of asking.
I'm tired of asking. We're recording the goddamn podcast today.
Yes, sir. We're doing our 2024 in review.
Ish.
A little
I
late.
don't know. We'll recap a little bit.
Yeah. Some people experienced a lot in 2024. Some people did not.
Oh yeah, it's like yeah.
Here's Q, Gabe's 100. Top
Yeah,
100.
there's 100 albums that I meticulously handpicked.
Q, my 2024 rap that was 20-year-old Law Dispute songs.
Hey, they're good songs.
They're good.
They're good.
Can't complain. Oh, you know what? Keep the show going. We're professional. Keep it going. Yeah, so we're going to kind of chit-chat, get back into the groove of things. Maybe. We'll see. We might have a new set soon. We'll see.
We'll see.
But yeah, cheers.
Maybe this
Not
is
sponsored.
the last video of this set.
Yeah, the pink purple wall with the...
Oh, brother, we're painting that wall purple. I'm sorry.
Oh, God damn it. God.
We're painting the wall purple. I'm so
No,
sorry.
I think
sorry to tell you.
it's a gray wall, so we're just gonna blast purple light on it.
I guess
I am not painting another wall.
it's a much smaller wall.
It is a much smaller wall.
It's a
We'll
much
see.
smaller wall.
Yeah, new year, new set. Maybe we'll see. Maybe a new wall.
Look, here's the thing.
Might be the same wall.
We'll set the camera up.
Mm.
Okay. We'll set the frame up. We'll set the frame up. We'll tape off where the lines are around where the camera touches,
Yeah.
and then we'll just paint a square.
There you go. Hell yeah. But yeah, so other than that, what you been up to these past 2 months?
Balatro.
That's true. This man, this man somebody finally got him Balatro.
I'm keeping on trend here. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever wins game of the year at the end of the year,
Mm-hmm.
I will not play until the next year.
Yeah.
So, last year, this last Game Awards, Balatro won, I think, right? Or at least it was nominated for a shitload of stuff,
We'll see.
right?
Yeah.
I did not play Balatro until after it got the award, and finally I caved.
Yeah.
Actually, I didn't cave. A friend of mine saw me playing I was playing Ballionaire, which is like Plinko roguelike.
Mm-hmm.
And a friend of mine was like, "You bought this shit, but you haven't bought Balatro yet?" And I was like, I don't need that. I don't need it in my life. I know what it's going to do to me.
Yeah.
And he was like, okay. So I wake up the next morning. It's my birthday. And it says, "Happy birthday, no better gift than addiction."
Yeah.
And I was like, God damn it, he got me.
Yeah.
So, thanks, Zach.
Because now I have to hear about it too. And now
Oh, yeah.
my IG reels is fucked. Like every fifth
I started
one
playing
is a
it.
fucking Balatro reference.
I showed Joe it. Joe bought it immediately. He starts playing it.
Yeah.
Your brother bought it. He's playing it. Everybody's playing it.
God bless.
It's like perfect. It's a perfect game. It is,
Yeah.
it is pure dopamine. It is just fucking, you want to watch numbers go up? Here you go.
Right.
It's just math, brother. It's just math.
But see, here's the thing. That game for me is Risk of Rain too.
Oh, yeah.
Because number goes up.
Yeah. Exponentially.
But
Unless you're me.
unfortunately, I'm about to say, unfortunately for Gabe, the
Okay.
number doesn't always go up.
No, number goes way down most of the time, actually.
Yeah.
I've never completed a solo run of Risk of Rain. I have gotten to I did get to the boss one time
Yeah.
and then just immediately got creamed. Actually, I don't even think I got creamed by the boss. I got creamed by one of the fucking little walker thingies because I didn't know how to get to the boss.
Yeah.
So I just kept walking around trying to figure out how I got up there. And
All those runs we've drug your ass
because
kicking
you
and
drag
screaming.
me, exactly. You drag me kicking and screaming. You go, "Hey, come over here," and I go, "Oh, okay."
Yeah.
Not paying attention to a
don't know where to
mechanic
go.
at
Yeah.
all.
Yep.
Yeah,
But yeah, so I mean that's fair enough. Like I would like Balatro if I played it, but I'm
I know
also
you would.
not playing it. So
Right, you're just playing fucking insurmountable dog shit. I'm kidding.
but
Actually, I
I
don't
mean,
even know.
listen, Escape from Tarkov is not going to escape itself. Okay, sorry, I'm sorry. And then I got a VR setup, so now VR Tarkov isn't going to escape itself. So I got to shoot bad guys. And by bad guys, I mean people that aren't me, that speak a slightly different language.
Pause. Pause.
No, but yeah, so done a lot of gaming this year.
Yeah, a lot of gaming in the last couple months.
You've done a lot of music listening. I have not. I don't think either of us have really done a lot of movie watching this year.
No, we did some.
Some.
Not a whole lot. I'm trying to do better about that. I started a Letterboxd.
Mm,
I'm going to be one of those guys now.
I can tell.
I was like, I told you, I watched just a random movie last night just to watch something because I was like, I want to watch a movie.
Yeah. Well, this time last year when I almost died and I sat in my room for 2 weeks watching movies.
You watched a shitload of movies.
Yeah, I was like, oh, maybe I might be a movie guy again. And then I got healthy and I'm like, nope. I'm going to go lift weights or touch grass.
I'm going to go feel what
games.
the sunshine feels like
on
exactly. My skin. Feel the rain on you.
That's me. Yeah, but yeah, so both of us this year we'll be movie guys.
We'll be movie guys. I started a Letterboxd. I can't remember if it's under mine. I don't remember if it's under the podcast's name. But I'll put it right there.
Mm-hmm.
I think it did it under my name, so you should start one too.
True.
Yeah.
Legally distinct hive mind. True.
Exactly. Everything they do, we are gonna do.
Yeah.
But worse.
Just like a year behind and
slightly worse. So next year, 2026, we're gonna be sports guys, I guess. Actually, no, I can't. I'm sorry.
Okay, my brother and your partner.
We give them a second channel.
We make them a second channel.
And they do sports.
Eternal Frisco.
Yes.
And then they talk about dudes touching each other.
Yeah. Aggressively.
And then we profit.
I need to harness Shane's autism to like just a better sport. Like could you just be interested in basketball for me? Like, or
even like, I bet you soccer probably goes crazy.
Oh, I'm sure.
There's probably like soccer channels out there.
Probably get crazy clicks.
Yeah.
We're gonna be those guys. We don't have to be musicians. We're still gonna get the "Come to Brazil" comments.
Yeah.
Because we like soccer.
Yeah. True.
Sorry, football.
But yeah, so we're not doing a sports channel.
I'm not doing any of that.
I can watch sports. Never, ever, ever, ever gave a shit about statistics except for baseball. Baseball is the greatest game ever played.
See, there you go.
But
you could guess. You
here's
start
the
the second channel. You guessed on episodes with Austin to talk about baseball.
But here's the thing. Baseball is such a statistician sport. Mm-hmm. Like, if you talk about it professionally, you have to know shit. I just know I like the way the bat sounds when it cracks. And I like watching a pitcher throw a perfect inning. I don't know shit about the numbers. You can show me a list of numbers. I'm like, that one's higher.
I mean, my thing is, like, how many numbers can there be? Like, I know.
Frame it.
I know that there's like, I know that baseball is like crazy with statistics, but I'm like, brother, it's just hitting a ball. But it's not. It's not. Right. It's
Trevor.
It's the style of how you throw the ball. It's how you hit it, which direction. Yeah, whatever. I don't care. Touch grass.
Cricket. We could do cricket.
We should. Yeah, we should.
Cricket's got a lot more feeling in it than baseball does.
We should just be a sports channel for obscure sport. Not obscure, but just lesser.
That's John Boy Media, but
he does start doing high lie commentary.
Yeah, high lie. Literally, no lie. Like my YouTube, I think it's my YouTube shorts. I'll just get high lie content.
Really?
I guess I've watched one of them all the way through.
One short.
Yeah. So this year I've been getting and I watch them. It's cool. It's a weird sport. But it's cool. It's not even like a real sport. It's just like just for gambling. It's just like a gambling like shell basically. Like people like bet on it.
Speaking of like watching shit and gambling or whatever, back to Balatro. I play Balatro a lot, and now like me and Shane were at like a restaurant or something, and there was like World Poker Stars on TV, and I was just like, I get it now.
You're locked in.
I understand poker now.
You're
Dylan.
like Zach Galifianakis in that.
I used to not understand poker. Yeah. Now I do.
Well, see, okay. So, quick aside, we went on a cruise.
Sure.
Not we. Me and my brother went on a family cruise. And I was like, Austin, let's go lose a bunch of money at the tables. I don't understand poker. I don't understand cards. Blah, 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 blah. Well, finally.
Play Balatro.
Yeah, played Balatro, and now he's like, oh, actually. I'm like, yeah. It's almost like you look at a chart and you can understand how the cards
Because that's how Balatro works, is you have the little chart you can pull up and you can see all the different hand types and stuff. And now I know what they are.
Yeah, exactly.
Before I didn't. And I didn't know like the hierarchy of what's better than what, but now I do.
We're about to just have a for-profit gambling ring running out of my house. Just get everybody over throwing cards.
We're going to start live streaming. I'm just going to play poker. Yeah. Starting my stake account.
Yeah.
Or stake, right?
Your guess is
what's the gambling Twitch one? The one that like Drake and Ross and all those terrible fucking people do and make like, I think it's stake. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, probably.
I don't care.
I don't care. But yeah. Well, see, that's the thing, because what you do is you just become a professional gambler, and then the gambling websites like pay you tens of millions of dollars.
Yeah, and it's fake money. So it's like, you see these people do like playing fucking online slots on stream, and it's like, oh, I lost 30 million today, but it's not 30 million real dollars. It's probably like an offline mode for you, or it's like money that the companies gave you.
Right, exactly. That's what it is. It's like the company will give you like $10 million just to lose it or win it.
Oh, they'll tell you they gave you $10 million. Yeah. You can never cash it out.
Yeah, exactly. Just to get 12-year-olds to buy CSGO skins.
Literally.
But, you know, that's how it goes. But yeah, you know, maybe we'll start grifting this year.
We're a country of immense moral fortitude. We're trying to protect the kids from gambling and the Chinese.
Yes. This is filmed the day that we protected the kids from the Chinese.
Dude, TikTok is dead.
And
actually, as of 2 hours ago, it is back alive again.
This just in.
Dude, I'm telling you, it was like first tower TikTok. And then I'm sitting there 15 minutes later, and I see on Twitter, second tower, cap cut. And that one really hurt me. I was like, no. That's why I edit the fucking podcast on, dude. Yeah. I can't have a cap cut gone.
Rip cap cut.
And then all of a sudden, 15 minutes later, they hit the Pentagon. They hit the fucking Pentagon. Marvel Snap. They took down Marvel Snap.
They fucking caught a stray.
That felt personal. I'm not going to lie to you, man.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I have hundreds of hours in Marvel Snap.
Yeah, it's wild. And then nothing came of it.
Well, here's the thing. Marvel Snap's still down.
Really?
TikTok and CapCut are back up, but Snap isn't for some reason.
That's actually hilarious.
It is.
Fuck Marvel Snap.
Dude, it is. Fucking wasted so much time of my life, dude. Yeah. But here's the thing, right? Apparently they didn't even know that they were owned by the parent company of TikTok. Yeah. Like the actual developers didn't know.
Which is just crazy. Which, I mean, it's not really crazy because...
Well, because what it is they're owned by... It's like a 3-tiered system. Mm-hmm. So it's like... One of them's called like Second Dance, I think is like the company that actually makes the game. Mm-hmm. Which is owned by Newverse, which is like the publisher. But then Newverse is owned by fucking ByteDance or whatever it's called, the parent company of TikTok.
Right. Okay.
Or they didn't think they'd be affected by it, but lo and behold, they got shut down.
Yeah. I was about to say, with a lot of those like Chinese like software stuff, like there's like a bunch. It's like, you know, just like in America, really, but it's just like there's the names you'd never recognize that own everything. Doesn't matter which app or game you play.
For Tencent next.
Right, I'm about to say like Tencent. Like Tencent owns like probably about 10% of every game in the fucking world at this point.
That's why they call it Tencent.
Yeah,
10% of everything.
So yeah, so you know, it's just one of those things where it's, you know, they're just gonna keep doing it, and then every fucking sweaty League of Legends player.
Dude, I wish TikTok would have stayed down.
Honestly, me too. It would have been way funnier.
It's been like way better.
It was not very funny being down for a couple hours.
For me, like personally, I was like, no, TikTok. And I'm like, brother, I'm not trying to be one of those guys, and I know everyone's making fun of those, but like every other platform has TikTok built into it now. Yeah. You got Instagram Reels, you got YouTube Shorts, you got fucking whatever Facebook's doing. Yeah. Now, it might be like being in the fucking back rooms, and like, it might be a literal digital liminal space, but
well, yeah, like our friend Joe and Lexi, like last night, they got off the game, and then for 3 hours, it felt like they were sending me like just like the most brain rotted shit.
I know. On IG fucking sue me. I'm a millennial. I use Instagram Reels. Whoa.
Yeah, I mean, same. Like I do most of my meme sharing on IG. Like, don't do TikTok. So, but yeah, it's like there's plenty of just dumb shit on IG. It's just a lot. It's just not the same.
It takes a little. TikTok had like a, from what I understand, because I never had a TikTok account.
Mm-hmm.
Still, I refused. I still don't. Even after doing the podcast, everyone's like, "Well, you should probably make a TikTok." I get that. I get that so much. I get that from like the kids that I work with that are like, I don't tell, but found out about the podcast, and they're like, "Well, brother, you need to edit clips and put it on TikTok." And I'm like, "Hey, shut up."
Well, for one, watch one of our episodes and find 30 to 60 seconds of coherent shit without
Being interrupted.
being interrupted and having 25 tangents in it.
Well, and I tried to explain. I was like, "Look, here's the thing, man. I edit all of it. By the time I get done editing a hour-long video, I'm so tired of fucking hearing our voices that it's like I don't want to go back in and find clips.
Yeah.
I know it would drive the algorithm. I know it would be funny.
All we
I'm
need-
gonna try, goddammit. But
All we need is an unemployed friend that's basically like the librarian of Letternew,
that's what I'm saying.
like for Northern Lion.
Who
who takes the streams and chops them into all the clips.
I need one terminally online 19-year-old with no time or everything but nothing
all
but
the
time.
Yeah.
To find funny clips and clip them for me and put them on TikTok.
Yeah. For
Please.
sure. I mean, yeah, that'd be great. I mean, the thing is, I don't think we're like funny in that way though.
We're not.
We're not.
We're getting there.
We're not Hive Mind or even any funny. Insert anything
gotta-
you like to watch. We're not that. But
Just gotta start doing drugs.
I mean, speak for yourself. I've stopped doing drugs. Maybe that's why I'm not funny anymore. I feel
That's what
like
I'm
I was
saying.
way
We
more
need to
funny.
do drugs,
Yeah.
man.
I have some mushroom chocolate in the fridge.
It's been there for like 3 years.
I'm sure it's fine.
There's no better way to find out.
No better way. BRB.
We're about to upload a 5-hour long podcast of us just sitting here going like this.
Yeah. For sure. Well, you know what? Well, I can't.
Clearly,
I
I don't know what mushrooms do to people. I'm sure it doesn't actually do that.
no. but yeah, no. I was gonna incriminate myself more, but
No, we won't
for the betterment of me and my career, let's not.
do the fucking please stand by.
Yeah. But yeah, so yeah, like it wasn't very funny. It would have been way funnier if it was like for a week. Because even our friend Blarn, he said, he was like, man, I just open up my phone and click TikTok.
I had like several friends that sent me that said the exact same thing. They were like, I knew it was down and I still clicked it
Yeah.
because it didn't even. And I'm like, yeah, that's how like it's bad for your brain, dude.
Yeah. I mean, I'll watch a lot of YouTube. And I consume a lot of media.
I do too.
I guess. Like YouTube, audiobooks, stuff like that while I'm like moving around. But I don't like scroll that much.
Well, see, I be on Twitter a lot.
Yeah, well.
So
yeah, that's
I
its own
do
disease.
be. Yeah, it is. It's bad. It's probably worse actually in some ways.
Yeah.
So like my thing is like if Twitter went down, or I'm sorry, X, the everything app.
Yeah, whatever.
If it went down, I would probably be doing the same thing. I don't think about it until like tangent to a tangent. When people talk about like, oh, I'm gonna take a break from social media, I'm just gonna delete them off my phone, and I'm like, I don't need to do that. Why would I? It's fine. I don't have a problem.
Yeah.
And then I think about like my idle cycle of when I'm not doing something. I'm always on my phone, and I'm like, check Facebook, minimize that. Check Instagram, minimize that. Check Twitter, minimize that. Check Facebook, check Instagram, check Twitter, check this. Literally on a loop
Yeah.
all day.
Yeah. It's crazy. I try to stay away from that as much as I can. I'm also like the least online person
Yeah.
out of most
I had
of
to
the
explain to
people.
this motherfucker the split meme of, RIP TikTok. The split meme of when you use XXX Tentacion's face next to a fucking dead celebrity.
Yeah.
And you were like, who's that? I'm like, what do you mean? Who is that?
Yeah. Sorry, guys. I don't know who fucking X is, man. Like, I know his music, but I don't know if I've ever seen his face.
Well, honestly, the worst thing you could know about him is his music, so.
That's fair. But yeah, it was speaking of which, R.I.P. Here's the video. Here's the clip or the image. R.I.P. David Lynch.
Dude, actually bummed me out a lot, man. Like, I saw someone say that it was like, how refreshing is it that we can actually like mourn a dead artist and not be bombarded with shady shit that he did.
Mm-hmm.
It's just being bombarded with like people who love him.
Yeah.
And or like real people like Kyle MacLachlan's like little post about how much he's gonna miss him, and like all the people he's worked with, like Laura Dern, and like all these actors being like he's like one of the loveliest men to ever live.
Yeah. Yeah, like
who makes some of the most horrifying fucking psychological.
Yeah, like okay, so my relationship with David Lynch, like it didn't really like it sucked, you know. I don't know if I've ever really watched much of his stuff, and the stuff I have, I've consumed it like almost secondhand.
Yeah,
like Red Letter Media loves them, like you know every movie channel.
Well, yeah, that's
like,
the thing. He's
them,
like
so.
he's like the guy. He's like your favorite.
I've probably consumed more David Lynch media
secondhand.
Like there's probably way more out there than any of the stuff he's ever made. And that's all the stuff I know is like all the people who do like the Talking Lynch stuff. And
well, I mean, that's the thing about David Lynch is he's so influential to so much stuff that you like that you can kind of go without really experiencing any of his stuff firsthand. Like, dude's probably one of the most influential people ever for video games, even though he never made a video game.
Yeah.
You know, like Kojima, like a lot of your Japanese game developers love David Lynch.
Yeah.
But like if you like Silent Hill, if you like fucking anything Kojima's ever made, you like fucking Alan Wake. Yeah. Alan Wake is Twin Peaks, the video game, pretty much.
Yeah.
Like Lynchian is a whole adjective to describe this like style that this guy did.
Yeah.
And now it's just what really pissed me off. And I thought it was like sad-ish and like you know kind of bummed about it at first when the news first broke. I was like, oh, it sucks. But he had like a diagnosis like last year or something about him having emphysema from smoking for all those years, and him talking about how like he was going to take better care of his health because he had to. Kind of the writing was on the walls. It was like he was like homebound for everything. But he's like 70. He was like 76, 78, somewhere in there.
Something like that, yeah.
So it's like it's not like a tragic thing. It's just like, oh, it sucks, but you know it's coming. Until you find out that the reason he died was because of it, but it was because of the wildfires in LA. He had to be evacuated.
Yeah.
And the smoke.
Yeah.
Fucking.
Damn. That's crazy.
That's when I was like, fuck.
Yeah. I didn't even know that.
Yeah, his family confirmed that like he in the process of him getting evacuated, it like flared everything up and led to it.
Damn.
And I'm like, that sucks, dude.
Yeah.
But yeah, R.I.P. David Lynch, man.
Yeah, for sure.
We should do a David Lynch.
Yeah, I should just like watch all of his movies.
We should do it because I've seen most of them. I think there's a handful that I haven't.
Yeah.
I went through that phase. When I was, you know, like 17, 18, where I was like, I got to be a real movie guy. Where do I start? David Lynch.
See, my thing is, like, as a quick aside on that, I feel like he's just old enough. There are obviously 30-year-old guys who love David Lynch, but he's just old enough that I feel like I've consumed more of his inspirations.
You have, yeah.
Inspirationees.
Yeah.
Like the people who've like enveloped that shit. And like I feel like I love his stuff, but I love the way that it's been like turned into like modern now, you know? So I'm not saying I wouldn't like it, but I just do feel like I connect more to it like the people like secondhand David Lynchian type of stuff. So
I mean, but spoilers for later in the video. We'll talk about some movies that we liked last year.
Yeah.
I think my favorite movie of last year was definitely Lynchian.
Yeah.
One of your favorites. I saw the TV Glow.
Yeah, like that movie definitely has. It's one of those things that if I consumed more media from 20 years ago, I would like be like it's one of those movies like oh
yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm sure that it feels like a movie that wore its inspiration on its sleeve.
It did for sure.
But like yeah, definitely like that. That's the type of shit I love. Like all the dreamy fucking.
So like I think like knowing you like so I own a bunch of his stuff on DVD. Like I have because like when I was younger I used to buy DVDs like crazy. I've got Mulholland Drive. I have a copy of Blue Velvet, I believe. and Lost Highway.
Mm-hmm.
I think I have those 3. All 3 are very good. I think you would like all of them. I think I'd really love to see your reaction to Inland Empire, because that movie is a fucking nightmare.
The only thing I know about Inland Empire is that's a Disco Elysium thing. Which played Disco Elysium
Oh yeah,
this year.
Disco Elysium. I'm still not far into it, so
Yeah.
I can't give you my take on it quite yet. But
Yeah. But
we'll do a Disco Elysium retrospective whenever I finish it in 2 years.
That'd be awesome. But yeah, like funnily enough, you mentioned all those movies. I feel like I've told this story before.
Oh, Disco Elysium, by the way. Also, want to talk about video games that are very David Lynch inspired. That's like
oh yeah,
way up there.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that game's crazy. We'll, like you said, we'll talk about it more because you don't even know a tenth of it.
Don't even know. I don't even know 100th of it. Probably.
Right. That's the thing. Like that with that game, just it's like it's one of those games where it's literally a snowball. Where you're like the first half, you're like, okay,
yeah,
this is a noir style video game, and then anybody who knows, like the last 15 minutes, you're like, okay. Sure. Yeah. I'm talking to this and this is happening. Yeah. Let's do this. But what I wanted to say is I've probably told this story before, but when I was living on my own in North Carolina, I was in a call center, like doing sales stuff. And only website that we could get to easily, the 2 I found out about was the BBC. I don't think we could get to like, CNN or Fox or all this stuff. Yeah. But we could get on BBC. Okay. And I could get on Roger Ebert.
Nice. Okay.
So I would spend my time, like I would literally be like, when I was just like bored and not caring, I'd be like reading off my script, just like on my other screen, just like reading movie reviews of like Robert Ebert talking about Hollywood Drive, whatever, and Lost Highway and stuff like that. Like I was actually reading a bunch of I do specifically remember reading a bunch of old David Lynch's like Roger Ebert reviews.
That's awesome.
Because it's just like one of the websites I could get on. So I would just sit there and like not give a shit about the person I was talking to and just be reading movie reviews. But yeah, so that's another like weird like exposure I've had.
That's crazy.
But, yeah. Oh well.
No, I definitely want to rewatch all of his stuff. Which I've been thinking about it recently anyway, because I was like, I really want to watch Twin Peaks again, because I have seen Twin Peaks all the way through once, and it was amazing. And I thought about it for a long time, and I was like, I need to rewatch it. And this was before the revival, the return came out.
Yeah.
And I wanted to watch it when it started, and I didn't, because I didn't have like a Showtime subscription.
Yeah.
And I got sidetracked, and then felt like I was going to be lost because I hadn't watched it, and I was going to need to rewatch it. And basically just spitballed. It was like, oh, I'm not going to watch it till I rewatch Twin Peaks. And then it's been 10 years.
Yeah. Jesus.
Or it hasn't actually been 10 years. It's been like...
It's been close though, right?
I think Return came out in 2017. So we're getting close.
Yeah. I just know like Red Letter Media is one of my favorite YouTube channels, and obviously they love Twin Peaks. So I know most of like the story of Twin Peaks, but it's also something you just have to experience.
I'll tell you this.
I'll definitely
knowing I went into my first like Twin Peaks watch knowing a lot about it and knowing a lot of like discourse and know a lot of like who killed Laura Palmer. Like I knew the answer.
Right.
I knew the answer. I thought I knew it. I thought I knew the answer.
Yeah.
And then like you watch the show and you get so fucking lost in it that you're just like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Even to this day, as someone who's seen it, I don't remember. I do, but I don't.
Right.
Like, I remember parts of it.
Yeah. Shout out. Have you ever seen that dude that does like the, can I figure out the ending?
Yes.
Yeah.
That video is fucking awesome.
Yeah. That guy's cool. Chase Bridges or something like that.
Yeah. That video is so good.
Yeah.
Where he's like, can I figure out who killed Laura Palmer before the show ends or whatever?
Yeah. He just thinks it's Andy or whoever.
He gets so focused on it being Andy that it like rattles his mind when he figures out that he's wrong.
Yeah, it's great. But yeah, so we were just actually talking, I guess today.
Yeah.
We have like a director retrospective coming out.
Yeah, we're gonna
in the works.
Yeah, probably the next video after this, I imagine.
Okay.
We're gonna we saw Nosferatu.
Yeah, we did.
So we want to
That counts as last year, don't it?
We saw it this year.
Yeah,
It
but-
counts as last year. I'm not counting it as last year because I didn't see it until this year.
Yeah.
That's just me.
Okay.
At the time, it was inconvenient to try to rush through and try to be like, we need to film a review because we didn't see it directly when it came out. Since we weren't going to do like a review kind of like we've done with some of the other stuff that like Dune and Long Legs, we want to do a Robert Eggers video. So
Yeah.
we'll do a video where we're gonna rewatch all of them. Excited. I've seen The Witch the most. I've seen The Lighthouse once.
Yeah.
I don't even know if I finished The Northman.
Jesus.
I liked it, but I don't remember a lot about it. I know I watched part of it at least. I think I just may have fell asleep. Honestly, I think I was just tired.
That's crazy. I'm the same way though. I think I've watched The Witch 3 or 4 times, Lighthouse once, Northman once, and then Nosferatu.
What else has happened recently? We could talk about the Neil Gaiman stuff. Gaiman?
Yeah, Neil
Is it
Gaiman.
Gaiman or Gaiman?
You know, who's to say? Death of the author, right?
Gaiman, because it's funnier to call him Gay Man.
Gay man, yeah.
Yeah. I actually think it is Gaiman.
Yeah, Neil Gaiman.
Yeah, he's on the list now of worst people to ever live, I think,
Yeah, for sure.
which is crazy.
Yeah.
I think if you had asked someone what the public perspective of him was 2 years ago, everyone revered the guy. And
Yeah. Because, I mean, like, doesn't he have, like, direct connection with Tolkien and Terry Pratchett?
Well, he wrote a book with Terry Pratchett.
Yeah,
I mean, he wrote Good Omens with Terry Pratchett.
yeah. But I want to say, like, he has, like, you know, Tolkien's been dead a long time. He's, like, just old enough. I think he was, like, really young. He knew Tolkien or something. I think there's some Tolkien connection there. Maybe it's with a family thing with,
Maybe
with the son.
if there is, I did not know that.
Right. There's something, like, he's, like, basically...
I mean, I know he lived. I mean, not. I don't know. This is just where my brain went. As I was just like, well, I know he lived in New Zealand
Yeah.
because that's where he was doing all the fucked up shit at.
Yeah. But, you know, he was born in England, though, I'm pretty sure.
Yes.
So I
English,
think
yeah.
when he grew up, I feel like he's like family friends with Tolkien's and stuff. So he's like royalty. you know,
Yeah.
like in that sphere.
And as far as like authors go,
Yeah.
like fantasy,
Yeah, not even just the
He's-
people he knew. Yeah, like
he's
his
like-
works.
it's like one of the greatest.
Yeah,
You know, it turns out he's also a enormous sex pest who deserves to be beaten to death with a hammer.
yeah, sex prevert. But like yeah, so I haven't actually read I know the allegations. I haven't read like a transcript of everything. I just kind of
So-
like saw it and like
Well, the big thing is that there was this whole op-ed like article for the New Yorker, Vulture, one of them.
yeah, New
Link
Yorker,
here.
I think.
Fucking, I'll warn you if you're someone who doesn't know and you want to read this article, you should. It's important, but it's also incredibly triggering. So it's super fucked up. It gives into a lot of detail about what he was doing. The allegations first broke out like about a year ago, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And if I remember correctly, it was like first people to like really touch on it when I first heard about it, because I had heard about it a long time ago, but people were kind of brushing it off because it was like a podcast ran by someone who doesn't like him, and then that person also has like big ties to like J.K. Rowling and also is like a transphobe, and people were not really happy about those people
Yeah.
having dirt on this guy, and it made people doubt the validity of it because it was like these people like to sling mud.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe this is just a thing.
Yeah.
So then it kind of got quiet for a while, I think. But then this article came out a couple weeks ago this week, I guess.
I'll flare it back up
Yeah, and well, it really
because I
like,
never heard anything on the first wave.
Well, not a lot of people did.
Yeah.
Not a lot of people did at all. I did just because I'm on Twitter, and I literally saw it like one time, and then it immediately died out, which in my mind made me think that it was just nothing then, because if it was something serious, people would have said something,
Right.
and then someone said something.
Yeah.
I think what it is his, like, instead of it being like a secondhand account, someone reached out and got in contact with like the actual victims, and they gave their like full on firsthand account testimony about what happened.
Yeah.
And that's where it all blew up.
Yeah.
But I found out about the article because a friend of mine messaged me, and he's a massive fan and was like, I read the article. I feel sick. Like, I hate to say it, like, but like I like fucking idolize the guy. I have like all of his works, and now I'm just like I want to fucking burn them. And I mean, he talked about this, and I was, I'm kind of on the side of when it comes to physical media. It's like, depending on how you feel about it, if it doesn't like remind you, if it's not something that has like parallels to whatever something happened, and it still brings you comfort, and if it's a work of fiction and you own it already, there's no point in throwing it away or burning it. It's like,
yeah,
if you want to read it,
right.
Or as long as you're not financially contributing to it, like, because like here's the thing, right? I fucking hate J.K. Rowling. Hate her.
Right.
I would never go see a new Harry Potter movie. I would never go buy new Harry Potter merchandise. But as a kid, I fucking loved Harry Potter. It was a huge part of my life growing up.
Yeah.
Big fan. Enormous fan. Probably like dodged a bullet not being one of those people, but like those like adult Harry Potter fans.
Yeah.
That could have been me.
Right.
In another life. And I still own all the books, and I'm just like, I mean, I'm not going to get rid of them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm not going to go buy anything else.
Yeah, and that's pretty much what I said when we were talking about. I was like, I'm going to, like, I've recently, maybe last year, maybe the year before.
I think it was a couple years ago.
I reread American Gods. I'll probably do it again another couple years. Like, I don't really care, like, for Sandman, and I don't really read much of his stuff. I read Good Omens.
Good Omens
or listen
good.
to Good Omens. Good Omens is good.
Here's the thing about Good Omens, though. It's like, if you had a copy of Good Omens and you really liked Good Omens, because there's a lot of Good Omens fans out there that are really torn up about it because of the show and then the book and the stuff. And I'm like, yeah, but hear me out. That's also Terry Pratchett. So, like, you can just be like, it's Terry Pratchett and some other guy. Who cares?
Yeah, you're right. But that's the thing, is I'm not, like, the biggest fan of his works. I just, like, understand that he's, like, really well known and, like, obviously really famous and wealthy from this stuff. But, like, I'm not going to, not reread or re-listen to American Gods. I might, like, really be checking in for some of those cues, but
I might be doing it with my arms crossed and making sure, looking around and shaking my head so people know I don't approve, but,
Right, but yeah, like, I'm sure there's, like, like we had talked about, like, people have been finding, like, the shit that he's been doing in the works.
Well, that's the thing.
So that's my thing, is, like, I'll be listening and reading extra close.
That's the thing, is I told that friend, I was like, yeah, it's probably shouldn't burn it or throw it away or anything like that. You'd probably be fine. And then, like, 6 hours later, I read the article in full, and I got done, and I messaged him back, and I said, never mind, I read the article, burn that shit. Throw it in the fire. I get it now. Go ahead.
Right. But yeah, Neil Gaiman, piece of shit. But, like I've said before, I'm a big fan of Death of the Author in all things, not just canceled people. Like, a lot of people just do Death of the Author, like, when it's people they don't like.
Yeah.
Like Kanye and J.K. Rowling and now Neil Gaiman and blah, blah, blah. But I'm like, fuck the author. Like, Stephen Erickson is one of my favorite authors, but I don't care what he thinks his books means. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, it means something to me, X type of way, Y type of way. Like, fuck the intention that he had.
I'm a famous brand new enjoyer.
Yeah.
People don't like that.
Right. And
I'm just like, my joke is, I'm like, guys, it's fine. Because, see, I don't like the old, like, I don't like the first 2 records. That's when he was diddling kids. Okay? I like the albums about the guilt and how much he wants to not be here anymore because he knows what he did.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Like, that's my thing. Like, there's always Death of the Author. Like, you should apply that always. You should just get what you get out of it. But also, if they're still alive, don't give them any more money. Yeah,
don't like, saying, back to me being like a brand new guy, I don't stream their music.
Yeah.
I have it illegally downloaded on my computer.
Yeah. And you get snuck in backstage for the shows or whatever.
Yeah, I'll figure out a way to get guest listed and then be in the front row with a fucking ski mask on.
Exactly.
So they don't know it's me.
Exactly. But yeah, so a lot of drama talk. Drama tube today.
Good.
Yeah.
Get them clicks.
Hell yeah. Yeah, because people are going to be 45 minutes into the episode. Like, damn, they're finally getting to the good stuff. Listening all the way through.
Sure.
Talking about Balatro to get to the Neil Gaiman tea.
Hey, I mean, what can you say?
Not much.
A lot, apparently.
Or a lot. Yeah.
A lot, actually.
Or a
Yeah.
lot. You're not kidding.
Well, all right. Well, you know what? Since we were going to kind of do like a review video here, but we didn't do that, it's fine. It's a normal episode.
Yeah, it's a normal episode.
2024
was good.
2024. 2024. A year.
Wait, which way do you do that? Okay.
A year
Yeah.
of all time.
Yes, it was.
What's your give me 5 albums?
Oh, that's probably all I've listened to from 2024. Number 1 is Boundaries. I
Okay.
mean, that's probably going to be my most listened to album in 2025. I listened to it.
My man loves Boundaries, dude.
I mean,
Also a canceled band, by the way.
who cares?
I mean, they were canceled before you listened to them.
Oh, well, exactly. Who cares? I'm going to go see them live in a few months when they come to Atlanta. So, shoot me, sue me, do whatever you got to do.
I mean, beat him to death with hammers.
Okay, first off, see, I actually found Boundaries independently of Gabe.
Which is good.
I found the song Easily Erased,
Yeah.
and the album art is sick. I love it.
The album art is
The first 45 seconds of the song is great, and I think I shared it to you right before the clean singing
you did.
came on.
It was so funny.
And I was like, I've never 180'd so quickly on a band in my life.
It was so fucking funny. Because Dylan sends me this, and I knew Boundaries. And I'm just like, did Dylan Lundy just send me a Boundary song? Pause?
Yeah.
What? And then I go listen to it, and I was like, oh no, this is gas. Because I didn't really love them before this record.
Mm-hmm.
They have a few songs here and there in their old stuff that I liked, but overall,
Yeah.
meh. And their last album, I remember people clowning on their last one.
Mm.
I don't remember why.
Yeah.
I remember listening to it and being like, it's fine, I guess. It has some weird moments. This one's light years better.
Yeah. Production wise, it's really flat. Whatever.
The last one or the new one?
This one. It's really flat. Like when you listen, when I like, okay, so just music, like sonically, if you put on like any other record, like for example, like if I like you put on like the new Kubla Khan record, it's loud as shit.
Yeah.
Like Boundaries is like super compressed and super flat.
Yeah.
But, just crank that shit up louder. It's fine. So Boundaries, like I hate Easily Erased. I hate every time it clean sings. I love Easily Erased. I hate every time there's clean singing on the record. It's never good. But the dirty vocals are so good and the rest of the music is so good. And
Yeah.
like the features are so good
Yeah.
that like I'm like, oh well, album of the year actually. So that's actually my favorite album of the year.
Okay.
Spoiler.
Let's see. I'm looking at my list here to try to see what you may have listened to. I'll rattle some off to you for you. Falling with Scissors.
Yeah, that was good. Like they're a little bit too far down the rabbit hole for me, but I still like them.
Counterparts EP.
That's pretty good.
What Wither EP?
Oh, yeah, that came out this year, didn't it?
It did. Yep.
Shout out What Wither. You're still welcome on this couch,
Oh yeah.
all of you.
But there was something. Oh, Night Versus album.
Yeah,
You like that,
the
didn't you?
second half dropped this year, didn't it? Or did the
I think both did. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so Night Versus before this record, Night Versus after this record, fucking cha-ching stonks, whatever the fuck.
I've been trying to get this man to fucking. I've been like, dude, Dylan, instrumental. This Night Versus band, and he was in like,
So here's the thing.
pee-peeing all over it.
Here's the thing. All right, this is what Old Night Versus is. That's what Old Night Versus is. It's like old Polyphia.
Sure.
Like the same thing happened with Polyphia. I think that came out last year. But
Memento Mori.
yeah. But like there's like 6 albums. I don't know how many Night Versus albums there are, but there's like 2 to 10 albums between those two bands.
It's a very distinct.
And they're just doing
Sure.
this, man. They're just going, let me make sure I get it in frame.
Stroking it crazy style.
Yeah, they're fucking stroking it sloppy, fucking doing tricks on it, on themselves. But then they released, they both came out with their most recent album. It's like, oh, we actually fucking can sit down and write real music. Wow, what a fucking concept.
You mean? Oh, so what you mean to say is that my problem with instrumental music in general, it just suddenly has clicked for you with these two bands.
Well, it's just these two bands specifically.
Yeah, but like a lot of these people do the same shit. That's why like there's like a lot of those bands.
Well, I don't listen to a lot of those bands.
I know.
I listen to the good stuff.
That's
Sorry,
true.
guys.
You do. You do. But whenever people hear, oh my God, like there's this guy that I know that like is like a fucking like prog guy, and he finds out that I like anything kind of related to it. He starts listening to all these like fucking instrumental bands. Like, are you gonna go see Intervals? And I'm like, no.
Yeah. Intervals, like, okay.
Actually, I will say, the Intervals album was from this year is on my top 100 list.
Oh, really?
Because it was pretty good.
Okay.
It was pretty good.
I listened to Intervals back.
I
don't remember the name.
I
of the
liked
record.
that one Intervals record where they have a singer.
Oh.
I like that one.
Yeah. So, and yeah, also that's another issue I have with Polyphia. It's, even on this new record, I hate when they get singers. Stop fucking featuring singers.
Not me.
No, fuck that.
Give me those songs.
But yeah, so Night Verses finally just like, I feel like they sat down and like wrote a cohesive album instead of just look at what I can do.
Sure.
Like, what's that dude's name from Mad TV? Stewart from Mad TV. I'm really showing my fucking age. Look what I can do. But,
Jesus Christ.
but yeah, that's what those types of bands have been. Like those specific, like really like, it's the same thing for like Jason Richardson. I still don't listen to Jason Richardson, and like Plenty is one of the few that I can't like, who's like, I feel like its ego is like pushed down a little bit, mainly because my boy Troy Wright, the drummer, he like toured with him, and he's really, really good, and he has really good bass players, and he has, I think Chris no, that's not the right name.
Is that Chris Adler from Lamb of God?
No, Chris is like Chris Addison or something. There's some drummer that
Sure.
is now playing with him after Troy Wright toured with him. That's really fucking good. He surrounds himself with really good musicians, and they make really good music. So Plenty's kind of on my thumbs up list. But
I've seen him. I legitimately one of the most boring sets I've ever sat through in my life.
man,
So I'm open
that's
for Tesseract.
yeah. I mean, I wouldn't want to watch Plenty before Tesseract either. I don't think I'd ever want to see Tesseract live either.
They were so awesome, dude. They were so sick.
If they played old stuff, their new stuff is fucking boo-wop.
Well, when I saw them was right after.
They came out with a record this year, didn't they? War of Being.
I think that was last year.
Okay, good. Because I'm about to say I haven't listened to it.
I didn't either.
Yeah.
I heard the singles.
Yeah, I heard the singles.
And I went.
They sound great.
But
the songwriting
boring.
is boo-wop.
Bad.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah. Do better. Do better.
It's fine. They're kind of like a. Tesseract has always been like an every other record for me band, I feel like. Because it's like, I liked Altered State.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't like the one after it.
Mm-hmm.
But the one after that is. What is it called? Juno?
Sonder?
Sonder. There you go. That's the tour that I saw. That one was when they were touring
Sonder
with
was a good record.
I liked Sonder a lot.
Yeah. Sonder. So, like, I like their first 2, 3. What's their third record?
That's the one I don't really care for.
Yeah.
It's the one with like the.
Oh, Polaris.
Well, I guess they kind of all have cubes on them. I was gonna say it's the one with the cube on it. They kind of.
Polaris has like 2 or 3 good songs on it, like really good songs.
There's like one song on there that I do really enjoy. I just can't remember.
What is that
Honest
song?
with you, dude, that doesn't narrow it down. All of their songs
okay.
kind of do that.
Okay, God, dude, you think like
literally that is what they do.
what is the name of that song? Oh well, he'll look it up.
I'll look it up.
But yeah, Saunders really good. But I don't even remember what we were talking about. Talking about instrumental bands.
Yeah,
Night Verses, really good. There's still some like taking the piss songs on there. There's that horrible Brandon Boyd feature. I'm sure it's your favorite song on the record.
It's like one of my favorite songs on there.
Fuck off. I hate it. I don't listen to Incubus.
He doesn't sound. He doesn't sound like.
No, he doesn't.
him.
I had to look up who it was because I'm like, that name sounds familiar.
Well, I was like, Brandon Boyd, the guy from Incubus. That's cool. And then I'm listening to the song. And I'm like, this doesn't sound like him at all.
Yeah.
And I look it up. It is him.
Yeah. Well, it's almost like the Chino song from.
You mean my favorite song on the Polyphia album?
Musically,
Actually,
I
no.
love that song.
I'm sorry, not my favorite song. You know what my favorite song on the Polyphia album is?
Which one? The one where it doesn't make any noise.
The fucking the one with the girl. The
ABC. Or
ABC.
something.
Yeah. Love that.
That's all right.
Love that shit.
Yeah, it's like weird hyper pop shit.
That I'm into that.
Yeah.
Do more of that.
But yeah, there's some of the fucking vocals like on that record didn't do it for me. But it's also like 20 fucking songs long or something. Like they have like it's almost like a double album. The way it's split
verses?
up. Yeah, night verses. The first half is really good. The second half has some misses. But Phoenix,
I would say the second half has Plague Dancer and Phoenix on it.
right?
Which is just like
but they also have like
the Brandon Boyd song.
Brandon Boyd,
The Anthony Green
glitching
song.
prisms.
That's the Brandon Boyd song. Yeah.
There's one or two or three where they have the vocals on there, and
I think actually all of the vocal features are on the second half.
yeah. And Seance with Justin Chancellor is a joke. Justin Chancellor,
Does he do anything on the song?
yeah, he blows down on bass guitar. Yeah, he just plays Tool songs over. Like imagine the bassist for Night Verses having to sit in the studio like, while Justin Chancellor just does his Tool shit. Like, get out of here, you fucking weirdo. but yeah,
From famous Tool fan Dylan Lundy over here.
okay. Maynard is only good in Tool. Danny Carey, I don't think he is in some other bands and they're fucking dog shit. Justin Chancellor, every time the only thing I've heard from Justin Chancellor outside of Tool is when he plays with Eric and Prada.
Sure.
He's had a single with them a couple years ago, and then he did Seance on the new record, and they're just boring.
Yeah.
Because, Tool is only good when it's Tool. Pucifer, A Perfect Circle, all that bullshit. The Seagullman, that's Danny Carey and fucking the red-haired dude from Mastodon that's high all the time and drunk. What's his name? Brent Hines. And
Sounds
Danny
awful.
Carey. It's dog shit. It might be the worst music I've ever subjected myself to.
Well, I mean, Mastodon is an incredibly hit or miss band for me, and Tool is.
Yeah. Okay, Mastodon is okay. Their old stuff, very good. But yeah, new shit.
Oh, dude, I could listen to the riff from Blood and Thunder on a loop for all time.
Oh yeah, I could play that riff for all time. It's just so much fucking fun, dude. So I can't remember exactly what we were talking about, but basically, get dude from Tool. What's his name? Bass player Justin Chancellor. Get Justin Chancellor off the record. Let me have a shot, man. Give me $10,000 between the bass and the gear and the rack.
I'll do it myself.
But yeah, like goddamn, anybody could have done that bullshit. Anyway, other than those three songs that are just instant skips for me.
Sure.
See, here's the way I do records.
All right.
If it's an instant skip, that makes the album better. Because they don't belong on. They're not on the record.
Yeah, you just did. Well, yeah, sure. I guess.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like in my mind, those songs aren't on that record anymore.
Yeah.
So
Fair enough.
that's how you get perfect albums. Is you just have a bunch of skips.
Yeah.
Great example is Asymmetry by Carnival.
Really?
I can listen to the whole record, but like the last 4 songs, if I just skip to Alpha,
Yeah.
then it's a perfect record. Like if there was like a 30-minute record and they took off those the slug on the back third.
Cannot believe I just listened to you critique Carnival
Oh, dude.
in the year of our Lord 2025.
Oh, I mean, it's still the greatest band, and they make the best music ever, and nobody's ever done it better. But
I mean, it's fair enough. I feel like if you have a band that you think is like your favorite band of all time, and you can't admit that they fuck up and have stuff that's like not great,
yeah,
so is it really your favorite band?
right.
I say Crying and Under Oath, where every fucking album since the reunion has been.
Oh yeah. As a matter of fact, They're Only Chasing Safety popped up on my recommended.
They're good.
On Spotify.
I swear, they're good. They're good. They're the greatest band ever. And then they play fucking their new stuff live, and I'm like,
Yeah. Well, it's actually like every new Law Dispute album, I'm like, this shit isn't Law Dispute. This shit sucks.
I know. And then it takes you about like
2 years or something.
like a year, and then you're like, hey, Gabe, dude, fucking.
I finally actually listened
to
through
Panorama.
Yeah, like,
amazing.
Panorama, great.
It's a great
One of the
album.
best records they've ever made.
I don't know. I didn't like Panorama that much. I also like don't love Rooms of the House that much either.
No, well, that's because you're wrong. But
I am. That's fine.
no.
I will wholeheartedly give it to you.
I think Because even like the Contortionists, who is my favorite band, like Carnival and Contortionists are up there, but even Contortionists has skips on Language, which is my favorite record. But there's like one song on there. I'm just like,
I get your love for the Contortionist, and I think that they have like the capability of doing like some of the coolest shit I've ever heard.
Mm-hmm.
And like you're like, Language is like the best record ever, and I'm like, dude, Language to me is hilarious because I will listen to it from the beginning, and I'll get through the first 2 songs.
3 songs technically.
Intro
and the 2 songs.
Yeah, I'll get to the first 3 songs, and I'm like, this might actually be a perfect record. And then I get to the 4th song, and I go, I'm good.
Yeah,
I turned the whole thing off.
Yeah, Thrive. I
just listened to Language 1 and 2 forever on a loop, and then I'm good.
I think Thrive is my skip because it just is such a come down off the stuff. But then you get to like Primordial Sound, and the whole back half is a lot weirder and like trippier.
Yeah, well, when we saw them live, watch them play Language 1 and 2, and I'm like, hell yeah! And then they start playing the rest of the record, and I go, I'm gonna look at my phone for the rest of the set.
Yeah. But see, when we saw them do that,
and then they
played
Exoplanet.
They played Exoplanet, which is actually my favorite. Yeah, which is actually the greatest record ever written.
Oh yeah, awesome.
And it pisses me off. They were like 18 when they wrote it. I'm like, how do you
imagine.
do that? How do you write the best like tech deathcore sort of?
Oh yeah,
like, yeah, it's crazy. But
we're supposed to be talking about music that came out last year, Dylan. 2024. Lock in.
Hey, where's my? I think the retrospective album technically came out this year. All 3. I have it over there on box set. I have the box of the vinyls, all 3. The Contortionist, they
does not count.
Okay, fine. It is the greatest live record I've ever heard, though. It sounds so good. But yeah, so we talked about Boundaries. Night Verses. I think that's in my top 5 for sure. The EPs, I won't really count them. I mean, I enjoyed the EPs. Okay, actually, scratch that. Wilt Wither EP counts because I have listened to it a lot more than any of the other EPs that came out this year. So I will give it a shout. Like For No One Else to See.
Go to
like for the size of the band, like the popularity of the band and stuff. Like if you take that into account, like they're like it's one of the better songs, just like vibe wise. Like not even like the mix. Like the guitars sound like shit in the best possible way. It is just mid-range mud, and it's just like give me more. Oh yeah. It's like I don't know how like if like other band like any other style of music that isn't just the rawest sounding shit ever, like that shit goes hard. I don't know. That whole EP just is like very like raw sounding.
I'm sure
guitars.
I'm sure they will be stoked to hear. I know Tyler produces it. It's all self-produced.
Yeah. Something about this, the way like that, like it sounds like it's like clipping the whole time. I'm sure
awesome.
It might be. Tyler, give us your feedback. Give us your insight. It might just be clipping the whole time. So it just sounds like shaved off, just like whom, whom. There's like these fucking.
I mean, it's pretty sick.
Yeah. So that's one of my favorite guitar tones. I will steal that. I will figure out a way to steal that. But I will say Wilt Wither's EP's my top 5. And then maybe not top 5 material. Harriet, though. Definitely a shout out to Harriet. I haven't listened to it enough, but.
Very good.
Fucking come on.
I liked
I played it to my boss at work, and he was like, this shit's sick.
I liked their older record a little bit more than this one.
What's the name of the record? Burning in the Mouth of Hell or
it's
something like that?
Devoured by the Mouth of Hell.
Devoured by the Mouth of Hell.
Yeah. I can't remember the name of their last record, but it had a little bit more of the contrast where Harriet goes from being like crazy like death metal like kind of like the new record to like having like fucking crazy like post rock shoegazy moments. The first record has a little bit more of that, and I'm a little bit more into that. Right. I like the contrast for sure. Yeah. This one just leaned into them being more ass beaters, which is good. Yeah, it's still rock. It was on my list.
Yeah, but that's definitely. I don't know if that's top 5. I will say to round it out without going into too much detail because we already talked about it. I have been going back and listening to Exhibition of Prowess.
Sure,
Kubla Khan. And I remember we talked about it, and you had said like, you know how it like gets like really loud, like randomly, and I'm like, I figured out what it is.
Yeah,
because the Boundaries record does it sometimes too. It's just the way the mastering limiter is. Like, it's the song God Bless Texas, and then it comes in and it's the loudest shit and almost blows my speakers out every time.
Yeah.
It's just the way the mastering thing is. But it's like the limiter doesn't kick in, because after like 10 seconds, it's like a very slow attack and it finally like settles it in. But I was like listening to that. I'm like, you know what? Gabe's not crazy. Because
I felt
it
like
was
I
all
going
it was
nuts.
all just loud through that. Let's be real.
Yeah, but I heard it.
Yeah.
I was like, something's.
Yeah.
What is that?
It is fucking just loud at certain, like the start of a couple of songs are just like, they literally almost blow the speakers out of my car every time it comes on.
What about
And then Knock Loose.
You won't go before you're supposed to?
Yeah, Knock Loose. I mean, it's surprisingly not. It's probably I'd say number 4
Yeah.
or 3. Like, it's up there because it's Knock Loose, but like what that record
Are you
did.
trying to decipher what your 5 are right now?
Okay, it's, I would say,
Boundaries.
Boundaries.
Okay.
Honestly, like Time Listen, probably not Night Verses, and then Wilt Wither,
Okay.
and then Knock
Kublai
Loose, Kublai Khan.
Sure. Okay.
Because what the new Knock Loose record did for me is make me really love the old shit. So I do love the new record, and I listened to it a good bit. Like, I'm pretty sure it was like the singles were like probably some of my top listened to songs ever. But like, it just made me go like, damn, A Tear in the Fabric of Life is a really good EP. So it made me go back and listen to a lot more of their other stuff, and then like, you know, like kind of like expand my taste. But obviously we've done a video on both of those records, so I won't go into too much detail.
Well, I mean, so like I said, I have a top 100. So,
here we go.
Yeah. But for the sake of argument, we're obviously not going to talk about all that. I will say everything he's mentioned is on my list, including my top 5. Knocked Loose is number 4 on mine, so
Cool.
Same position.
I didn't even know that.
It is. I love You Won't Go Before You're Supposed to. I do think Tear in the Fabric of Life is like perfect
Thematically and like sonically stronger for me.
Yeah,
But
I think You Won't Go Before You're Supposed to is like right there with it though.
Yeah.
And there's some cool ideas. I honestly, I think if You Won't Go Before You're Supposed to had like 1 or 2 more songs and you took Slaughterhouse 2 off, it'd be almost fucking damn near perfect.
Yeah, I was about to say go either way. Either one or 2 more songs, or 1 or 2 less songs. Just make it another EP.
Yeah. No. Well, if you made it an EP and you took like Slaughterhouse and like Piece by Piece maybe off,
Yeah.
and gave me the like really abrasive and like the weirder shit the whole time. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Because like I think Sit and Mourn might be my favorite Knocked Loose song ever.
Yeah, that like there's something you never hear in a Knocked Loose song is the outro to Sit and Mourn. It's so good.
It's so like just the way it builds and like
or they just like ride out, man.
And they just ride it out.
It's awesome.
And then when they did it live, we saw them in Louisville, and they played it, and that was like the second time they've ever played it. The first time was the night before.
Yeah.
And like Brian grabs a guitar, and they just do a fucking 3 guitar, like just
yeah, yeah,
like and just ride that shit.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah. So Knocked Loose is number 4. My number 5. We'll go. Spoilers we did 4, but we'll go 5 to 1.
Okay.
Number 5 for me was Joey Valance and Bray's No Hands.
Yeah, I remember you showing me that.
Dude. Okay, here's the thing. You can critique them in any way you want, and I will agree with you. I'm not going to look you in the eyes and be like, they're great. They're good. They're masterful musicians. They're not. Right. They're just funny.
Yeah.
And it's fun music. I watched a video of them, like, going through the files and, like, mixing the songs and stuff and, like, making them from scratch. And I'm like, no, they're kids. They're younger than me. They're, like, very smart and clearly have like a lot of talent.
Yeah.
So like shout out to them, man. But like, dude, they just make feel good, fucking funny ass. Like it's just Beastie Boys for Gen Z.
Yeah.
But you know
what?
I
feel like is like
that,
I'm about to say that's a formula that's never gonna get old, because like that's like obviously they're not as popular, but like the shit like Sabrina Carpenter, Chappell Roan, that style of stuff. It's like it's just X 80s 90s sort of vibe for the new generation. It's like, yeah, get your bag, do what you do, and make good music while you do it.
And you know what? And my thing is like I love someone who wears their influence on their sleeve, as long as they're not trying to like act like they're reinventing the wheel.
Right.
And they don't. They clearly know what they're doing. They're not trying to make. I think I don't know if I've said this. I haven't said this on camera because I don't think we really talked about them.
Yeah, I
but
think so.
So someone's like, I just can't believe you would like this if it's like it feels so jokey. And I'm like, yeah, but they're in on the joke.
Yeah,
it's not even a joke anymore.
The fucking Beastie Boys.
Yeah, it's not even like a joke. It's just that's what it is.
You don't think they were like laughing and cracking the fuck up? They're recording Intergalactic or fucking like
there's moments,
Sabotage.
There's moments on the Joey Valence record that's like you hear them fucking. There's a whole song called I Don't Know, like IDK, and it's just them going, I don't know, hey, I don't know, hey. Like they're just like freestyling and laughing in the background.
Yeah.
It's funny.
Yeah. Yeah. See, the thing is, all the music I listen to is super serial.
Well, that's my thing about the Joey Valence thing. I was like, if these guys made a serious song, I'd fucking hate it.
Right.
I'd be like, don't ever, no. I want you to make fucking dick jokes and talk about Power Rangers. I don't want to hear you fucking try to talk about world peace.
Yeah, right.
That's number 5.
Yeah.
Fun album if you want something to turn your brain off and fucking play it super loud that you can play around anybody. Good record to do it.
Yeah.
Number 4 was Knocked Loose. Number 3, unfortunately for you, was the Bring Me the Horizon album.
Oh yeah.
Posthuman, Next Gen. I wanted to do a Bring Me the Horizon review for this album so bad because I wanted to talk about it and how good I thought it was, and I also thought it'd be funny because I knew Dylan wasn't going to like it, and he did not like it. Spoilers. But I thought the contrast of me gushing about it and him absolutely shitting on it would make for good content, and we just could not. We couldn't do it.
Yeah. I got a surprising amount of the way through that record.
You did. You did.
And I was like, I have to tap out, dude. I just can't do it.
It's fair. Do it. It's fine.
Yeah.
Look, it is distinctly on paper. I'm like, look, I told him whenever I was like, hey, you need to listen to this. I told him and was like, hey, you're not gonna like it.
Yeah.
But I need you to listen to it.
Yeah. I mean, I got into it, and there was like maybe one song.
You like Limousine?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
That's the one that sounds like Deftones.
Yeah. Yeah, there's like one song I was like, and then there's a couple like breakdowns, but it's just like, you can't string me along with 4.5 minutes of bullshit and then have a halfway decent breakdown and expect me to think it's a good song. That was my sort of like.
You can me. You can me.
that was pretty much every song for me was just doot 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 doot, and I was just like, okay. Oh, cool. Okay, cool breakdown, and then I do this.
But like
for the next song until the breakdown came.
Bring the Horizon, for better or for worse, depending on how you look at it, has like arguably maybe one of the most influential bands to modern metal music. Like I said, for better or for worse.
Yeah.
But like there was a distinct time period, and it still goes on today. Maybe not as much so anymore, where they were like a band to imitate, or like whatever they were doing. It was like everyone's looking over their shoulder, like.
Yeah,
we gotta do that now. Mm-hmm. It's like when they got poppy, when they got really pop focused and went to just like being like a rock band. That's when everyone started doing that. The whole like rise of octane-core music. It's their fault.
Yeah,
they do it better than everybody else.
Sure.
People can't figure out the fucking formula. Part of that was due to Jordan Fish, the guy that was their that did all the synths and keyboards. He's also like a principal songwriter for the band. He left Bring the Horizon last year. Or late the year before. And everybody was like, well, so what's going to happen with Bring Me? Because, like, he kind of was, like, they existed before him and had records before him. And Ollie's a songwriter. Ollie's also a very big songwriter. But that's the thing is, like, the songwriting aspect and, like, all the production, everything had really turned into the Ollie and Jordan show.
Yeah.
And, like, no one else in the band had any say-so in anything. But they didn't care. They're making fucking $1 billion to play whatever they were given.
Yeah.
But apparently what happens is Jordan leaves. There's some mild controversy there to, like, why he left. We still don't really know. there's theories that he was holding the record hostage. That's the reason it took so long to come out. Because they said it was going to be bad. They said that this album was supposed to be out like 3 years ago.
Yeah.
And it just never came out.
Yeah.
And I think it was because Jordan was holding the rights hostage. Because the theory is that he wanted to get paid more. Because Bring Me had an equal split all 5 ways. Mm-hmm. Because Ali insisted that they do that. And it was like, on one hand, I get it. Because if you're Ali or Jordan and you're doing all of the work, you should probably make more money.
I mean,
but on the other
don't
hand,
get equal splits.
Huh?
I said hired guns don't get equal splits.
But they're not hired guns. They're original members. They used to be.
The rest of the band?
Yeah.
Yeah, but they're not doing anything.
They're playing it live.
I could be in Bring Me the Horizon.
But here's my question. Right? If you are a hired gun, say you're the drummer, and you don't write any of the drums, would you want the guy that's just standing hitting play on a laptop dancing around to make more money than you?
If he programmed
when
my
you're
drum
the guy
parts?
playing the drums every day for fucking 180 days straight live.
If he programmed my drum parts, yeah, that's sure. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
no, honestly, like I'm not even doing a bit here. I like a valid question.
Yeah, I mean, I would be okay with him, the guy who wrote my drum parts, making more money than me. Yeah.
Okay.
Because
Fair enough.
mean, unfortunately, if you're playing in that sort of gig, you're probably not on the caliber to be that guy in another band of equal success.
True.
Because if you were, you'd
do it.
You'd go do that.
Yeah.
So like me, if Bring Me's like, hey, you want to come fucking and then play disco beats after that, I'm like, sure, man, pay me $50. Like, just give me room and board, and I'll fucking
give me a fucking carte blanche to get shithouse drunk every night. I'll do it.
Give me a fucking drink waiver, and let's do this. But yeah, I mean, I think like equal splits for equal effort.
Work, yeah. Which
like,
I understand, and that's like I was like, yeah, it probably shouldn't be like a full fucking even split. It should be a little skewed. Maybe he was asking for too much or something.
Right. If it's like 40-40, 5-5-5.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That sucks.
That sucks. But like, if it was like, fucking 10-10-10 and then like
yeah, if they want like another 10% on top of it, like it depends on the numbers,
Yeah, and also this is...
That guy has a family to feed, and he can't live off of peanuts. Unlike me. I can live off of peanuts, Bring Me the Horizon.
If you want someone cheaper, we got you.
Oh, man.
Also, disclaimer, we don't know if that's true. That's just like the theory. Right. But anyway, he left the band. All of a sudden, boom, we have a release date for Next Gen. It comes out. They had some of the songs that had Jordan written on it, but a lot of the songs, especially the ones that I liked a lot, he doesn't have writing credits on, which is crazy. And it's because they were just like, they got this guy from this band called Pale Dusk from Japan who writes some of the most insane fucking music I've ever heard. Like, whoa, shit. They're on my top 100 list. And when I found out that he was involved with some of the writing, it made a lot of sense because the shit you don't like, where it's like spazzy, like hyper pop almost on top of this metal, and it's like just turns into like a fucking like kaleidoscope of noise. That's Pale Dusk. Like, that's what they do.
Okay. See, I would probably like something like that if it wasn't in the production realm of Bring Me the Horizon.
You'd probably like some Pale Dusk stuff. It's cool. I'll show you some.
Okay.
They're an insane band.
Yeah.
I can't listen to like a lot of their stuff because it's like, or like a lot at one time because I'm just like, it's so many cool ideas. Like, you know how I critique, like I used to and I still do, like slam, like Ocean's 8 Alaska. I'm like, yeah, it's a bunch of fucking cool parts that they just slap together with duct tape and call it a song. It's not a song. Yeah. I shit on Ocean's 8 Alaska, but I praise the Japanese for doing the same thing.
That's just the fucking Western man.
Which way, Western man?
Yeah, fucking, you like when Japanese
I can't stand when white people do it, but...
Yeah. Jesus.
Anyway, back to the other white people from England that are doing it, and I'm like, oh, yeah. Well, here's the thing. The reason I like this record so much is they took the idea of, like, all this crazy shit, but slapped the fucking, okay, I can write a song on it, and it was like, oh, shit, this is awesome to me.
Sure.
Tell me.
I
almost get a feeling that it's going to come out one day that they just used AI to do it or something, and I'm like, oh, okay, well, I'm cooked.
I just thought about the fact that I've been watching a bunch of, like, people taking down the AI guys, and I'm just like waiting for that shoe to drop in the music realm because it
It's
really
gonna
hasn't.
happen. It's gonna happen.
It will. Oh, absolutely, it will.
And it's gonna be people that. It's gonna be people like fucking Bring the Horizon. It's like,
right.
Doom.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Or like I was sitting here, like I was listening to the new Whitechapel song, and I was like, did they just like? Now that I'm thinking about it, it's like, are they just like AI and all the fucking like the first three records?
You've heard some of the AI like generated music of like people being like AI write a metalcore song, and it's like,
and it just sounds like metalcore.
So my question is how.
But metalcore is such a formulaic genre.
Sure.
I'm not saying good or bad. It is a formulaic genre.
But my thing is like, what point do we get to a place where people are going to do that? Where it's like,
I mean, Marar sounds like it. No offense, Marar.
No,
I'm sure you're
does.
watching, but
yeah,
Marar sounds like it's like.
Marar is the textbook definition of too much, man. We haven't talked about this fucking band, but like,
yeah, their record dropped literally like 1/125. I think
you showed me them, and you were like, Gabe, you love Thal, like fucking. Wing, 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 wing. Like you love shit like that. I'm like, yeah, I do.
Yeah.
And you showed me, and I got like through the first song, and I was like, I have always joked that my thing is just dun wee woo music, and I'm like, yeah, you do that shit, and I'm in. The more you do it, the more I'm in. I didn't realize that there was too much. There is too much. And it is Marar.
Yeah, which to be fair, I will defend Marar's early stuff when I think it was just like one or two people on YouTube, like releasing that stuff. It was really good. Like it was the next evolution of like that Thal sound, but their newest record is like an anxiety attack in the worst way. Like it's not like the Falling with Scissors anxiety attack. It's like I might actually develop a disease, a heart disease while listening to this record.
Pretty much.
But yeah, sorry, tangent on Marar, but
it's fine.
new Marar kind of down in the.
Well, I was gonna say quickly though, before we go on to the next thing, but the AI thing is, I'm just like, how easy would it be, and when are we gonna get people exposed for being like, oh yeah, we just take all of our stuff, throw it in AI, get them to spit out a song, we listen to it and go, huh, okay, all right, I see what you did there, and then tweak it, change things, re-record over it, and go, yeah, we're done. But that's how they're gonna write songs now.
See, that would almost be interesting if it was a band like Brimmy or, I'm not trying to throw shade at Whitechapel, but a band like that who has 10 records or whatever the fuck, and they're just like, you train the AI on just your music, and then you're like, I'm in a fucking slump, fucking
click,
figure it out for me,
and then you go, and then people are like, throw money at it, because like, whoa, they sound like their old stuff again.
Yeah, but like it's when you start using bands that don't, or music that's not yours and stuff. But that would actually be interesting. I wonder what the
AI train based off of your
your
own original material. There would be no.
That's what I'm saying.
There'd be no like ethical thing behind that, right? Because it's all your stuff.
And then it's just and then you just record the fucking part. You like doctor the parts to make it playable by a human, and then.
Guys, I think we just figured out how to ethically use AI.
Yeah.
We solved it.
You're just gonna get absolute dog shit. Like
we're gonna get
legacy bands. Like you're gonna have like Norman.
Hey, you know what? Half of these people can't write fucking new shit anyway.
Yeah.
Once you hit about 10 record mark, you're cooked.
Yeah, apparently. Anyway. But okay, continue though. Yeah, so
that was number 3.
Number 3, Bring the Horizon.
Number 2, which I think you said something to me about this whenever you saw it, and you were just like, dude. Why is it everyone I know? Why is everyone I know talking about this shit? What happened? What is going on here? Because my number 2, it's Charlie XCX.
Yeah,
Brat.
Yeah, well, it's like okay, so I guess I am just a metalhead.
Yeah,
that's all I listen to. Sure. Metalhead and listen to MF Doom. That's pretty much my two lanes. So I was like, it was rap time, and everybody's like. Top record, top song, top 3 out of the 5 songs is fucking Charlie XCX. I'm like, and it's all the people we go to metal shows with. It's like, am I the only one? Am I the only one?
Yeah, you are. Yeah. You're the only one.
So I'm the only one that just listens to metal and doesn't care about Charlie XCX. But the floor is yours.
Well, so I mean, Brat's like arguably one of the biggest like cultural albums of the year in the pop sphere. Charlie XCX obviously has been a pop artist for a super long time, but she's also been like a cutting edge like kind of person. I've been a big Charlie fan for
a long time. Yeah.
Probably since like 20. Well, I started. Okay, here's the thing. Funny story. We'll do a short history of Charlie XCX and how I relate to her. I fucking hated her when she first like came out. Like
Mm-hmm.
that "I Love It" song from like 2013 or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hated it.
Right.
Hated it. I thought she was dog shit.
Yeah.
And then I remember hearing like "Boom Clap," and I was like, "This is marginally better, but I still don't like you very much." And I thought she was gonna be just washed forever.
Yeah.
And you're gonna laugh at this. The only reason I gave her a second chance was because she came out with like an EP mixtape thing called Pop 2, which I thought was a hilarious title.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was like, well, finally, and we cooked it in the lab. We don't need pop anymore. We have Pop 2.
Pop 2.
But the first song had a feature from Carly Rae Jepsen on it. And I was like, well, I guess if Carly Rae, if she supports you, I guess I'll give you another shot. And I was like, this is awesome.
Yeah.
That was my first exposure to what would become hyperpop. That was before it was labeled hyperpop. It was she works a lot with this guy named A.G. Cook, and there's a whole realm of music called PC music, which was like the proto hyperpop. That got me into that world of music. Really like PC music, really like hyperpop. So she's been in that world for a while. I liked her last record, Crash, a lot, and that was like her like sell out, like be a normal pop singer record, and a lot of people don't like it.
Yeah.
But I think it's because they missed the point, because the point of the album was like her public persona that went with it, and like all her like advertising for it was her being like, I am in my sellout era. This is on purpose. It's supposed to sound as like generic as possible, as like a critique.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Right.
It was like a satire, but also making very good pop music.
Right. And assumedly a lot of money.
Well, apparently not. Apparently it didn't do super well because the fans didn't really like it.
Yeah.
And like for context, she was playing venues like Buckhead Theater.
Yeah.
And this is her last album. And then she starts to roll out for Brat, and it's like the complete opposite. It's like, I'm going to go back to my roots. I'm going to get weird with it. I'm going to do a lot of DJing stuff. I really want to be influenced by like club music. And we get Brat, and it fucking blows up. Big, like one of the biggest albums in the world. Like number one on like every fucking pub, Pitchfork, Rolling Stone. Everyone can't shut up about it. It's Fantana's number one album of the year. And it's amazing. One of her best, for sure. But it's just like, where did it change? Where did the public conception click? Because she's always been kind of like a critical darling. But now, like, fucking average Joe Schmo on the streets, like, yeah, listen, I love that Apple song.
Yeah.
You know? It's cool.
Yeah.
But it's really good. If you like electronic music, if you like pop music, really interesting stuff. Her production choices are crazy. That's the thing. That's the reason I think that you would like find some enjoyment in it. It's just like, it's pop music cranked up. You know, it's like you're not hearing the normal like 80s throwback production. You're hearing like cutting edge, like crazy, like mixed and mastered synths, like stacked on top of each other.
Yeah, I get that. Like, just on my end for that type of production, it's too easy to me. I'm not saying I can do it, but it's too easy to get just a super clean, clear, like pop sound. That's why, like, when I listen to anything that's not metal, it's like MF Doom, because it's like, how do you make the worst sounds in the world cohesive?
Sure.
And, you know, a lot of metal music the same way. How do you get them, like, because guitars don't sound good. They're just, you know, they do, but they don't. You know what I mean? So it's like, how do you make, like, a really abrasive instruments all fit together?
Sure.
And I feel like with electronic music, it's a lot easier to just, like, have, like, this sonic, like, masterpiece.
Sure.
Because everything's, like, kind of almost out of the box, ready to go.
Fair enough. Yeah.
That's my personal take on electronic. But I do like good production. So I have heard her stuff, and it's pretty good. But I don't listen to it musically. Like, I could listen to it, like, analytically. Yeah. But not, like, I wouldn't, like, be dancing in the club. Yeah. But,
so, yeah, Charlie XX, Brat. You don't need to hear me talk about it if you know music at all.
Because I'm the only one I think that hasn't heard it.
I know that everybody that is going to watch this video has probably heard it and probably has it in their top list. So, no, shocker.
Yeah.
Number one album of the year for me, was the new Porter Robinson album, Smile.
Okay.
Porter Robinson was an EDM guy. used to be a like DJ, did like big room EDM, like bro step, turned into like, like ravers and like fucking dancing with totems and EDM festivals, shit like that. I don't really fuck with any of that. That's not me at all.
Yeah.
But I had a phase in like 2014 or so, 2013, 2014, where I did try to get into that world.
Yeah.
Your brother would probably remember very vividly because he was right there with me. We were both kind of like feeling it out, and we liked some electronic music, and that's where my love for it started. But I quickly realized that I was very selective with what I liked, and like I didn't like the culture at all, and I didn't like the things that I liked about it was not the things other people were liking about it. So
I can see how a straight edger going into the
yeah, but this
world.
is when I was drinking and doing drugs.
Okay, fair. Okay, yeah.
This is when I was trying out new stuff.
Yeah.
But it wasn't. It was just like musically though. I was like, the things that I was interested in was not the things that other people were getting out of it. So it made it where every time that there'd be like a new release in this scene, people would be like, "Yeah, this is awesome," and I'd listen to it and I'd go,
"Yeah."
One of the only mainstays, one of the only things that came out, my favorite thing from back then was Porter Robinson's first album, Worlds, which was just like, basically he started out as like a bro step, like Skrillex's label, like making like fucking like big, for the dudes,
Yeah.
those kind of like dog shit music.
Yeah.
And then, but Porter Robinson quickly was like, I don't want to do that. I want to make pretty music. I want to be influenced by things that I like, and I want to try to mesh those worlds together. So like Worlds, I'm not gonna say I think you would like it for sure, but it's like really influenced by like anime and video game music, and like he's got like Vocaloids on it, and it's gorgeous. It's literally just like song after song after like gorgeous things. It's not really even like a lot of like big beats on it or anything. It's soundscapey kind of stuff. It's really good. I really liked it, but it made him one of the biggest artists in that scene.
Yeah.
Because it was kind of like this marriage of like EDM with all those sounds, and then like occasionally there's a couple songs on there where he had like guest singers, and it was very poppy, so it had some appeal to it. But it wasn't like pop like Calvin Harris or some shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But funnily enough, around this time, people don't know this, but Porter Robinson is actually the songwriter for the song Clarity, the Zed song.
Okay.
Yeah, he wrote that.
Yeah.
It's like he wrote it and gave it to Zed.
Yeah.
Because he was gonna like have it as his own, but he was like, I don't want to do that because people are gonna think that I can do this all the time, and I don't want to be known for that. So he was just like, no, here. But it shows you that he has an ear for writing like crazy hooks.
Yeah, pop bangers.
But then Porter, he did that for a while, and then he didn't do anything for a minute. He like basically got really burned out. He started like a side project, Virtual Self is what it's called, and it was like more like abrasive, like faster, more like down in the dirt electronic music, but still influenced by like stuff like jungle and like breakcore adjacent stuff, and like also influenced by like video game music, but like just a different kind. And it was really cool. I really liked it. I still really like it. And then he decided to do his second record, Nurture, after all that, and he was really depressed and was gonna like throw it all away. But then he decided to do Nurture, and Nurture is like, it's like took the extremes of this guy and like stretched him out, because like some songs on Nurture are literal soundscapes, like barely even music, like ambient.
Yeah.
And then the other songs are like fucking precisely crafted like pop bangers.
Yeah.
And he was learning how to sing himself, but he wasn't confident, so he does like a lot of vocal filters. Anyway, all that leads up to now, where like there's this really funny TikTok that he released whenever he was doing like this new era. And it was like, okay, we're going to do new Porter Robinson music. And it was like, Porter Robinson throws all his DJ equipment away and says, fuck this. It's like literally him like standing on a balcony. He throws a fucking CDJ as hard as he can into a pool, and it bounces off of a trash can. And it's because he distanced himself almost completely from it, and now he just does like it's like indie rock, like indie pop. It really reminds me of like MGMT and like shit from that era.
Right.
And he has like a full band now, and just makes those songs, and no more filters on his voice. Just all him. He sounds great doing it, and he's like writing these like super like tightly crafted pop songs that just like they're sick.
Yeah.
Very sick. Went and saw him in September live. First time I've ever seen him, and it was probably my favorite show I saw all year. His band is incredible. The live mixes of the songs, because he played his whole new album like straight down, and then he played like it was almost like an Eras tour where he did like all Smile, and then he did a bunch of songs from Nurture, and then he did a bunch of songs from Worlds. But when he does like the songs from Nurture and Worlds, they were more electronic, but now he's got the band. So now he turns it into kind of like a mixture of the two.
Right.
Crazy.
Oh yeah.
He takes like this one song and it turns it into like almost like a pop punk beat, which was like really cool. And then there was a song called Unfold on Nurture. When he played it live with the full band, it turns into like a post rock song, dude. I was like, damn. Yeah. Shit's crazy.
Right.
Like doing crazy like pedal effects and like it was fantastic.
Right.
But yeah, album of the year for me.
Oh yeah. I might have to check it out then.
I'm not gonna say I think you would like love it, but I think that there's stuff on it that you would hear it and go, okay, I get why you like it. It's really like nice.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I mean, you know, the thing is, I wish I had an album that I listened to this year that you did not, so I could surprise you and put you on, but unfortunately, it's impossible.
Nothing gets past me.
Yeah, he's like a fucking steel trap.
I'm a steel trap, dude.
But yeah, hell yeah, dude. Fucking Porter Robinson. Like, everybody on the internet loves it. Like, Nurture. That's the one who's like laying down in the field.
Well, he's laying down in the grass, yeah. I love it.
I've seen that
I think
album
you would
cover
like Nurture a lot.
I mean, if it's soundscapes, now we're talking my language. But yeah, everybody.
So that's music.
Yeah, that's music.
Could do a quick little run through of movies real fast.
I feel like we've talked about almost every movie we saw this year.
We have. We didn't talk about, so like I'll just go ahead and I'll rattle off my 5, right? So like number 1, I saw the TV Glow.
Yes.
So
100%.
That's 100%. Is that your number 1?
Yeah, 100%.
Number 2 for me, probably Dune Part 2, which we famously talked about. I loved it. Number 3 would probably be Longlegs, which we talked about a good bit.
Yeah.
Number 4 would be Look Back, which I don't think you haven't seen for sure, but and we haven't talked about it. It's a short. It's on Amazon Prime. You should watch it. It's like 50 minutes long.
Yeah.
It's just I don't know if they call that a short film or not, but
technically I think it is.
Yeah, I guess technically it is a short film.
Features like 70.
Yeah. So. It's based off of a one-shot manga. It's an anime. But it's about 2 girls that grow up and want to be manga authors, and it's like just like showing their like how they're like rivals, and then they turn into friends and like work together, and like how art and like turning art into work can affect you. It's very good. Like made me cry. Emotionally devastating movie.
Yeah.
But it's written by the guy that writes Chainsaw Man, which is like one of my favorite manga. And the dude is like a sick fucking freak of like taking shit and making you care about it. Yeah. Taking like, he's like Fujimoto is like I don't know, man. He can literally take the most like abstract concepts and be like, you're going to care. You don't think you're going to. You think this is haha, silly, haha, goofy. But then you're just going to punch you in the gut. Right. And Look Back is a really, really, really well executed version of that, and the animation is incredible. I can't remember the name of the guy that directed it and like the team that did it, but like it's crazy. I think everybody should watch it, even if you don't like anime. It doesn't, it's not very, it doesn't lean into like tropes or anything. There's no anime bullshit in it. It's just yeah, but it's good. And then number 5 for me, I don't know, man. Sonic 3.
Damn.
Dude. It is so good. It was so good. I went and saw it on my birthday at like close to midnight. Me and Shane were the only people there. And like I just recently watched the first 2 Sonic movies recently because I had heard they're really good, and then I kept seeing the trailers for 3, and I was like, I really want to see this because Sonic 3, like the plot of it and like a lot of stuff they introduce is like really takes inspiration from Sonic Adventure 2, the game.
Yeah.
And like most men my age, I loved Sonic Adventure 2, you know? So I was like, yeah, I kind of want to see it.
Yeah. I remember you telling me all about it, like, or telling me how much you liked it. I'm like, I've heard they were good, but like you were really...
Okay, here's the thing. The first one is just like a pretty good family movie.
Yeah.
It's all right. Pretty good. Better than had any right to be, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
The second one was like, okay, now that we know that we can do a good movie, now we can kind of introduce some stuff from the games and get a little bit more into like lore for Sonic. Not really like that bad, but we can introduce some other shit.
Yeah.
And then it was like, okay, that's even better. And then the third one is like, fuck it, you like the games? Here you go. So like even Shane, right, who has not seen the first 2 movies and has, I don't even know if they played any of the games outside of maybe like some of the Sega ones or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, got done watching the movie and was like, that's pretty good. And I was like,
yeah,
real good.
Oh yeah.
I don't know, man. Jim Carrey's on his Jim Carrey shit. Like, dude's like semi-retired.
Yeah.
Like, pretty much is like, I'm not doing any movies except apparently for the Sonic movies. And he even said that he's like, yeah, if y'all do Sonic 4, I'm down.
Yeah.
And they're like, okay, we'll keep making them if you keep doing it.
That's fucking wild.
Crazy.
Like, yeah, Jim Carrey's been like basically retired until the Sonic movies came out for like years.
Yeah, and he does those, and he's having he's doing like prime Jim Carrey shit. Like, he's hilarious in them.
I'm about to say what's crazy is before Sonic came out, the Jim Carrey I saw was all the Facebook posts about how Jim Carrey, like with the big beard and all the stupid fucking text under him and stuff.
Yeah.
It's like, wow, is this really what Jim Carrey's come to? Like a thought-provoking guy? Like, I mean, he can be, but let's be real.
Yeah, but I don't even think most of that is shit that he said.
That's what I'm saying. It's not, but they're just like, Jim Carrey said.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh wise man.
That's deep.
The funny man wise.
Funny man serious.
Maybe, literally, that's what it is.
Maybe I should evaluate my life choices.
Literally, that's exactly what it is. It's fucking crazy. But yeah, I mean, I'm glad he's acting because Jim Carrey's Jim Carrey.
Dude, one of the funniest people to ever do it.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy how good he is in those. Idris Elba voices Knuckles, which is just like the funniest shit ever. There's a really funny video, I can put a screenshot right here, of him doing the voice lines for Sonic 3, like in the booth or whatever. And he gets into character by wearing giant knuckles, like has the gloves on.
Yeah.
And he like takes it very seriously. Keanu Reeves is Shadow, and he's like,
no way.
Oh yeah, he voices Shadow in 3, and he's like takes it super seriously and is like,
does he sound like Keanu Reeves, like old Keanu Reeves?
Oh yeah, he's like, I will have my revenge. Like, I'm gonna need a gun.
That's actually awesome. So, breaking the fourth wall a little bit, we did discuss this very briefly over dinner. In the world where Sonic is a hedgehog, and Knuckles is an echidna,
yes,
and Tails presumably is a fox,
two-tailed fox,
and presumably the pink lady is an animal of some kind.
Amy, she's a hedgehog.
She's the object of my sexual desire.
Okay. Whoa! No. That's Rogue the Bat.
Oh, true.
She got them.
But no.
Hungers, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So are they all? Because we discussed it, and you I said, in what world does when you defeat giant robots, do giant little woodland creatures jump out? But those woodland creatures do not consist of giant human-sized.
Okay, so
hedgehogs.
I don't. Two things there. One, I don't have the time to go into it to explain Sonic lore to you.
Okay.
I could, unfortunately, do that. So the TLDR version is that in the movies, they're aliens. They're from a different planet or planet. I was going to say planet or dimension, but it's planet. It's confirmed in the second one that's planets, I guess. Because Miles is also from a different planet or something. I don't know. It's weird. They're aliens, essentially. Also,
so they're not literally hedgehogs.
Also, in the movie verse, the thing that you're thinking about, which is like in the classic Sega games, where Dr. Eggman kidnaps like little woodland creatures and turns them into robots, and then when you bounce them, the little rabbit pops out and jumps away. doesn't do that in the movies. He
okay.
doesn't actually enslave woodland creatures, which is a little bit of a bummer. I mean, I
Right.
feel like he should.
Yes,
He should definitely do that.
Definitely should.
But they don't do that.
Oh, well.
No animals were harmed in the making of this film.
Unfortunately.
Unfortunately.
No.
Fuck them. Fuck them squirrels, dude. I don't care.
Yeah.
Now, if I had time, I could go into the lore of the video games, which is completely different. Because here's the thing about me, right? Here's the thing about the reason I enjoyed Sonic 3 so much. Is fortunately, not unfortunately. Fortunately, I think I said it earlier about how, like, when I was a kid, I loved Harry Potter, and, like, in an alternate timeline, I could have been, like, a, adult Harry Potter fan.
Yeah.
Derogatory.
Yeah.
I was dangerously close to being, like, Sonic the Hedgehog guy. And those are the worst people on Earth.
Because I'm pretty sure it's all sexual from what I know.
Well, that is where
roads lead to weird sexual things.
That is where I took a turn, because I got, like, I grew up with the games, had a great time, loved Sonic games, super into it, read the Archie comics, watched the shows, big into the, like, lore of the Sonic universe.
Yeah.
And basically when I got old enough and when I had the means to do so, because I, like, was poor and didn't have internet when I was growing up, I, like, started Googling Sonic stuff. I realized that there was a whole community of fucking freaks out there. They're like, let me see them toes.
Let me see them toes.
See them grippers. And realize how, like, deviant
Yeah.
the, like, Sonic community was, and how it turns into, like, furry culture, and, like, they're all really weird and horny. And I was like, ugh, I don't think I like this anymore.
Yeah, I don't want to be
If this is what Sonic fans, like, if you go on, like, a Sonic forum and it's like, well, every other post is one of those things,
Yeah.
you realize maybe I don't like this anymore.
Yeah.
Now, before you come at me and say, no, I don't like that, there's a lot of very normal Sonic fans, you're, like, not wrong, but that's what spurred me away from it.
Yeah.
But, like, I could have been one of those guys that's, like, super into it, like, listens to the soundtracks all the time, and, well, that, okay,
Running
but also,
around at the speed of sound.
dude, here's the thing, most of the fucking music in Sonic games kicks ass, though.
Sure,
So
yeah.
Crush 40, dude. So, spoiler, because I'm assuming unless I put my fucking, like, foot down and make you, I don't see you on your own volition watching the Sonic movies anytime soon.
Not all three.
You should watch 3. You could skip the first 2.
Yeah.
I promise you're not missing much.
Okay.
You'd be able to pick up pretty
What's
much,
going on?
because Shane said the same thing.
Yeah.
I gave Shane a very brief rundown of the first 2 before we watched the third one, and Shane was like, "Yeah, I understood all of that. It was fine." Because they're kids movies. They make it easy to follow.
Yeah.
But there is I think the hardest I have ever pogged, like, as a like a child, like the childhood, like, whoa,
Yeah.
like, with, like, oh my god, a Marvel movie, if you were a comic nerd or something, when they reference something and you're like, holy shit.
Yeah.
The holy shit moment in Sonic 3, which is the moment where I, like, literally the fucking picture of all the guys going, yeah, like, I literally sat forward in my seat, was they basically do the end of Sonic Adventure 2 where they're in space and Shadow and Sonic are both, like, supersonic.
Sure.
And they play Live and Learn. Live and Learn. Yeah, they play it in the movie while they're doing the shit, and I'm like, yeah, let's go.
You might want to cut that for content. I wouldn't be admitting to this, so you could beat this shit out of me.
Yeah, no, it was awesome. I'm not ashamed to admit it.
No, fair enough, man.
It was sick.
Yeah.
And he looks directly into the camera and he goes, "Gotta go fast." And then Keanu Reeves is like, "You have a catchphrase." And he's like, "Yeah, I do. And everyone loves it. Get used to it." And I'm like, "That's right, Sonic. That's right."
Just like me, for real.
Just like me. I felt 9 years old.
Yeah.
And then I realized I was like, I'm turning 30 today.
Right.
And I was like, this has got to be, like, the most millennial cringe shit I've ever done.
You ain't kidding.
I am cringe, but I am free.
Yeah. Well, got a little sidetrack.
We did.
I have 2 points to add
Go for it.
because we pretty much watched a lot of the same movies.
Yeah. So those were my 5. Dylan's 5 are probably very similar.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm not gonna count them, but what he said minus the stuff I haven't seen.
Yeah, what he said minus the weeaboo shit, and
and the cringe shit.
then also weeaboo shit.
Yeah. I just want to throw in there. I saw The Substance, and it was like, I mean, there are batshit crazy movies out there. And I'm sure I haven't seen the batshit crazy stuff, but on my batshit crazy scale, that's pretty much like a 10 out of 10 as it goes. Some people might say it's this or that or whatever. I had a great time. I've never screamed "why" at the TV 3 times in rapid succession. And if you've seen it and you don't like teeth stuff, then you'll know.
Ooh.
So there's just a point where I'm just like, why? Like exactly like that. So I'm like, if you know, you know. So I watch subs. I don't really do body horror.
Yeah, I don't either. That's why I haven't.
But like,
seen it.
This was almost like accessible body horror where you're invested in it before it goes crazy.
I mean,
you know what I mean? I'm sure there's other body horror like The Fly. Blah 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 blah. I don't.
Yeah,
care.
but here's the thing. I've seen The Fly. I've only seen it one time because I was like, I get it. That was really good. That was, I understand why it's good. But I was like, I don't think that. I think The Fly was like my first like body horror like movie.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't ever want to see that shit again.
Yeah, well, this is probably worse than that.
Yeah, I'm sure.
So
I've heard it's
Somebody said something about like 38,000 gallons of blood for one scene.
I mean, that sounds awesome.
Right.
I've heard it's like to the point of being so excessive
it's
that
farcical.
that it doesn't feel real.
Right. Let me actually pick up my mic and talk into it. I've just been laying on my big fat belly after we ate all that food.
It's true.
But yeah, so like it gets to the point where it's like there's no way they're gonna go crazier, and they do until you're just laughing. So it's like it's disgusting, but it's also hilarious, which I think is why I could enjoy it. And I recommended it to one of my bosses at work.
Yeah.
And he took acid and watched it without knowing anything about it.
Holy fuck.
Him and 4 people were like heads and pillows. But they kept saying, should we turn this off? And they're like, no. But they're also like, can't watch the screen. Like, it's hilarious. It was the funniest story I've ever heard. I was like, watch The Substance. Awesome. I won't tell you anything about it. And he's like, 10-4.
Done.
Popped the tab. And he regretted it. But
holy fuck.
But yeah, so I'd say The Substance. I'm sure, you know, I'm basic. I watched the fucking popular shit, but Substance was good. And the only thing else I'll add to your list that we both really enjoyed that didn't make it on yours was Monkey Man, which I believe we talked about.
We talked about it in one of these episodes. Yeah,
One of those. So, yeah, Monkey Man was just a really great movie. I want to watch it again.
Yeah, I'd like to see it again.
It feels like it's almost like if John Wick. Everybody's like, oh, it's like Bollywood.
It's John Wick.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, spelling up here. But like, it also feels like it has something important to say.
It was John Wick with like an actual message.
Actual like political ideology
like
behind it. Not just like rich people kill sometimes or whatever the fuck John Wick's about how rich people get away with things. But yeah, so
I mean, it's kind of what Monkey Man is about. But
but
on a grand scale.
But I'm saying, yeah, it's not
do something about it.
Because like in John Wick, it's just rich people doing rich people shit, and they kill people. But like John's also rich, and he also just gets to do whatever he wants. Yeah, he gets to kill people.
Oh, well, I mean,
and he's friends with the police or whatever.
The first John Wick movie is literally just I want revenge.
Yeah, but he's also rich and has friends in the. I think that's 2 where he has friends in the police when he kills all those people in his house at the very beginning.
That's
of the
first
movie.
one.
No. Mm-hmm. It's after the first one. This is like
it's in all of them, but in the first one they literally like there's the part where they send all of the like people in to kill him, and he like goes through and the house is like completely blacked out and he kills everybody in his own house.
Yeah, and
then he like calls the guy to come do a cleanup, and then the cop shows up and knocks on the door and he's like, hey, John, you back in the business again? And he's like, yep. And he's like, okay.
Well, I feel like then this probably has happened in multiple movies.
It happened in the second one as well.
Because I'm about to say, I do distinctly remember not watching John Wick 1 and like there's another scene where they do that. But yeah, he's just a rich guy with fucking privilege and he gets to do whatever he wants. Whereas in John Wick...
He's the Kung Fu Messiah, sir.
Sure. I mean, it is true.
Gun kata.
But yeah, so did that movie came out way before
What, Equilibrium?
the bad one, whatever the new Matrix is.
Oh, Resurrections.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When did that come out?
2021?
You better have some number besides 0 at the end of that, because I'll feel really stupid.
No, it's 2021 or 2. It may be 2020.
Yeah, fucking.
It was during COVID.
Yeah, I'm about to say, that's all I remember.
Yeah.
But yeah, John Wick, bad. As a person, as a human.
Oh, yeah.
He's a bad person.
I think he's a bad person.
He kills for money.
Yeah. Well, he felt bad about it. He's why he stopped.
But see,
it. Well, actually,
Luigi-
he didn't. He just had Luigi though.
Luigi's goated.
Luigi's goated, dude. He stomps
Luigi's like John Wick.
like Sean. Yeah.
You know?
Luigi's like Sean Wick.
He's like he's poor and he kills people.
I mean, Luigi's not poor. He has a mansion. There's like 3 video games about that.
Goodbye, everyone. I'm sure this video is going to be 6.5 hours long. Comment down below if you like the way I rest my mic on my tum-tum after we eat a bunch of cheese dip. But yeah, comment down below if you think we look stupid, if you like the way we hold our bellies, if you have a director you want us to watch their movies and do a deep dive on.
Yeah, so far we've got, we're probably definitively going to do Robert Eggers because that's easy.
Yeah.
4 movies.
And we just watched one, so
And we just watched
3.
1. So 3 left. I would like to do David Lynch. He doesn't have a very big filmography.
No, but he also does have a whole TV show.
Yeah, it was pretty short.
It's like 4 seasons total,
3.
including the new one?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the original run's only 2 seasons, and they're not like full like television.
And then we had to watch Firewalk with Me and all that stuff.
Yeah, but Firewalk with Me's goated.
Sure. Okay. But yeah, so probably Robert Eggers, because we've already talked about that.
Yeah. And then
David Lynch.
I would like to do David Lynch.
And then,
Anybody else?
Yeah.
Anybody you recommend? Not
no dumb shit, though.
I will do dumb shit.
Okay.
As long okay,
We'll do dumb
I will
shit.
do dumb shit as long as they have 10 movies or less.
Right. No Tim Burton.
Tim Burton doesn't have that many movies.
Are you sure?
Promise you. You'd be surprised.
I hate Tim Burton.
I would do it.
Yeah, I would do it, but if it's less than 10
but
minutes.
hear me out. So Tim Burton would actually be a good one. Maybe Tim Burton.
Because of the quality, right? Because
Yes, the quality fucking tanks.
Right.
But his early stuff is good.
Right,
Have
that's what I'm
you ever seen Big Fish?
But see, no, I haven't.
That movie will make you cry.
Oh, well, that doesn't take very much.
That movie makes me bawl like a child every time I watch it. It is unbelievably good.
Do you know how to do polls? We got to do a poll in the chat. Darren Aronofsky, who is my Tim Burton,
God, dude.
or Tim Burton, who is Gabe's Tim
We'll
Burton.
do both. I would do Darren Aronofsky, except for the fact that there's so many of those movies that I have vowed to never watch again. Like half of his filmography, I was like, that was incredible. I'm never watching that shit.
Yeah.
Ever again. Sure. And there's also part of movies that he's made that I'm just like, I don't want to watch that in general. I don't give a fuck about Noah.
Dude, come on. They fight like
Nephilim, don't they?
Yeah, they go crazy.
Yeah, I do kind of want to see that actually. And I don't really want to watch The Whale, but I guess I'll do it for.
Oh, I would die watching The Whale, but we'll do it. Yeah, this is running way too long.
Yeah, let's call this. I gotta go shit my whole ass out real quick.
EternalDisco.